What's up, demons and demonettes? Tis I, Atraxi, a demon, Queen. And, today we're talking about our, free-to-play account. We're kind of doing our, 2-week recap. But before we get into it, as always, toss a like and subscribe down below. Alright, so let's talk about the roster first, because that is the biggest thing. Now, for a lucky flip, we kind of got boned. I kind of got saddled with pulling for Hugin. I didn't really get any great options off of my lucky flip. That is after filling it out. And that is after doing all of my refreshes. So I kind of got stuck there, hoping to have a better lucky flip this time. Let's talk about the positives. So this week I was able to get Aaron to Supreme, which was good. We got his EX weapon to +8. We're holding off on a +10 at this time just because it is costly. We're also holding off on hero focus at this time unless they're like a really good and a game changing. Most of the hero focus bonuses aren't that great because we do need the blues for the EX weapons on other heroes. Speaking of other heroes, recently got Oge to Supreme as well. This has been a game changer just because of his execute being so strong. This is helping out a lot in content where I was struggling. So we're obviously saving blues up for this. I should be able to get this after reset. And I get my blues from the Dream Realm ranking, right? So we can get him to +5. And again, probably push him to +8 as well. I'm kind of debating if I want to just go straight to +10 with him just to get the extra initial energy gain, which is really strong. But again, it is expensive to go to +10, and we do need to get a lot of heroes their EX weapons. With Smokey probably having a slightly higher priority, I would say, of getting his EX weapon to +10 just to get the stun there, which will be huge. Another hero that we got that's a big, we got a copy of Siren. He moved off of the banner into the wish list, so we could easily pull for him there. Bonnie got to a legendary, so we're close to getting her or legendary plus, so we're close to getting her to mythic. That'd be nice. Sinbad's at a legendary plus, or legendary. He's close to getting to legendary plus. I don't know. I keep getting Valka copies for some reason, so somehow she's at mythic when I have other heroes that I glaringly need to get to mythic plus, which is Almas. Smokey, I also got to a mythic. I would love to get him to a mythic plus as quickly as possible, just so we could get his third ult ability where he does the HP drain because it is so big for stages, and it would help out in PvP and especially on boss fights at this point. Almas is another one that I really need to get to a mythic plus. I'm hoping to actually get him from Lucky Flip this week and next week, right? Because he's kind of like the icing. Well, Smokey is probably a number 2. Bonnie would, I would say, number 3. And then Olmus would be a number 1. And then maybe Tassie number 4 of my current needs from a Lucky Flip, right? Because if I can get 8 copies, that puts me at Mythic. Then I just need 12 more copies to get to Mythic Plus. At Mythic Plus, we unlock his root ability, which will significantly boost our push team. So that would be a big get, right? Because then we could run like Aaron, Bonnie, Olmas, Tassie, or Odie, Tassie, Odie, Bonnie, and then the twins, which I do have. I do have 2 copies of the twins. We are at Epic. Plus, we are close. I should be able to get a third copy this week, so we'll be able to boost them to Legendary. Now, I'm going straight to Supreme Plus with the twins over pulling for Freyesto. The reason why is at 1125, we do get the Freyesto chest. So I will get my 1 copy of Freyesto that way. And he's not Like, Freyasto's okay at 1 copy, he's just not as effective. So the bigger boost to our team for Dream Realm and stages will be getting the twins up to Supreme Plus first. That'll help us out the most. So I'm just gonna hyper focus the twins with all of my Stargazer pulls, with the guild medallions, that sort of thing. Now, 2 big holes on the roster have been Lily May and Makola. I finally got 1 copy of each. We do need more copies because I am at the point where 1 copy isn't really helping me out too much. So I probably need an additional copy of each to get them at least to a legendary for each of them. If we could get them to a legendary plus, obviously that would be very, very helpful. Or just getting a Lily May up to Mythic plus Supreme would be a really good. But again, right now I'm focusing more on my push comp because that's been helping me more. But that's been where most of my luck has been. Even though I did get Odie, and that can help me out in Dream Realm. I don't think we're missing any big heroes at this point. We have a copy pretty much of most of the big heroes that we do need, right? So we have our Sonya, we have a copy of Lily May, we have a copy of Makola, we have the twins, we have Tassie. I could use a couple more, like I said, I could use more copies of Tassie. That would help out, but for whatever reason, like I said, I keep getting a Valka. I did switch over. I did started pulling for Kruger just to try to get some copies of him to help out with some bossing, just to help out my boss roster a little bit. So that's the roster. It's starting to shape up. Again, we have a couple big things we could get. It was helpful getting the Aaron to Supreme. That helped out with stages and whatnot. And Odie has helped out quite a bit too. So let's talk about stages. So stages, we've been barely able to stay at or ahead of where we need to be daily to unlock the new zones. It's been rough, I'm not gonna lie. So we got there by hook or crook. I've had to go in and I've had to manual a lot of stages. So auto proc has died off and is just not my friend anymore. So typically what I'm having to do is just use Aaron's ult at the start just to delay it a little bit, just to buy us some extra time. Then maybe help prioritize Odie and getting his stuff off. The problem I'm having right now, and why I say I need more Tassies, is because Tassie keeps dying. So if we had like a higher ascended Tassie, I think that would help. Obviously, if we had a Mythic plus Omis, then our roots would go in effect. I think if I had like that, then I could run the twins and I wouldn't need the sustain from a Smokey to keep the team alive. I would just be able to kind of like a CC and lock down the mobs that way and burn them down. I did switch off from Star Shard to Confining for the extra control aspect, and it has helped me out a bit more in push. So we're doing okay there. So speaking of PvE content, let's talk about the map. So we have the open world mobs. These red chests obviously give nice things. However, I am unable to beat these. It's just an issue. We'll talk about what's the issue and why we're kind of like slowing down. Like you can see, we're just barely ahead. At 700 stages, we are at 701, and we got there with maybe like 5 to 6 hours to go. Because I got there just not too long ago, so we should be able to open up. I'm not too worried because I don't know. Typically in the past, a Remnant Peaks is time gated for a week, so we have a week until we go to here. It may be accelerated on VN. I'm not 100% positive, so don't quote me on that. So it may be that we need to open up this, and then after tomorrow's reset, we open up this, right? So we should be able to get here and hopefully complete the story. One of the things I had to do was I could not kill any of the mobs early on, or just after opening up the zones. I did struggle with here, so on the last zone. But once I got through it, I just had to go through. I just cleaned up any mobs that I could. I did any puzzles, any side quests, anything that I could do to get dust, because that That's the major problem we're having on the account right now, is we have a dust shortage, right? So we can't ascend to the 141 slot. So we have more than enough XP, we just don't have dust. So we're kind of dust locked at this time, and that's kind of like causing us the biggest slowdown, or is the biggest pain point. I'm not too worried if for some reason we don't get to 240 by the time the new season starts. We do get a 240 boost. I found that out on my server 52 account that I'm messing around with just for new copy pulls. So we will get a 240 boost. In that, we will get the full rewards for stages through 1125. We will get the full rewards for the legend trials, so we'll get it as if we completed all of those, and then we get everything from the story as well. I think we get everything. Well, we still have to beat the story, but we still get those rewards, so we don't miss out on any of those existing rewards, so that's pretty good. All right, let's talk about a Dream Realm. We have a mixed results. I'm usually I've been in the top, I don't know, 100 consistently, and now I do need help. Getting the Supreme Odie has boosted my score up. I'm hoping that some of the other heroes I got have that same effect. I don't think I have enough copies for them to be effective. You can see yesterday we got 59 on the boss. The previous day we got up to 17, and the day before that we were back down at 59, right? So we're kind of like struggling here. We're not going to be getting to endless any time soon, and it just has to do with our roster. So as you can see, our best squad here is here. I did try to run something with Makola and the twins. We just don't have the hero ascension that we need. So even with this, so that's why I said if we could get like Sinbad up an ascension, Bonnie up an ascension, Ludovic would be okay. The only reason we're running Ludovic here is to get the faction bonus, because this does give us the best team. Now we could try maybe something like this, and then maybe we drop the twins. Because we could put in, I did get my Kruger, or we could stick in Kruger. I just don't think it's gonna do very well. Yeah, see, it's just not, we don't have those hero similarities that we need. So we're struggling a bit in Dream Realm. I'm thinking that will get better over time, keeping my fingers crossed as we do increase our ascendancies and are able to focus more on the Dream Realm heroes. But also pushing stages is going to help us in there, because then we'll get more levels or more dust per hour, which will then allow us to unlock those levels as well. As for PvP, could be better, could be worse. I've kind of been hovering. I was hovering around Elite 3. I got a little bit of Elite in a Legendary 1. I'm trying to get up to Legendary 2 or Challengers as quick as possible, but I'm having a difficulty time in defending and attacking, and that's primarily because, as you could see, my best hero right now is Aaron. So I have been building a team kind of based around him. The problem with the team is that just Lily May gives anybody an advantage, and I seem to be the only person that is lacking a decent Lily May, because everybody else has good ones. Here, I guess they just donated to me. Thanks. But yeah, I've been trying to find the challengers when I can. Whenever these come up, I hit them because it's an easy win. But, you know, we have a difficulty time even beating other teams. But here you can see they had Lily May, so that was very difficult for us to win. Other attacks, right, we just avoid typically Lily May teams, Ludovic teams, Smoky teams. Yeah, because I've had some difficulties on attack. Battle record too low. So, yeah, attack has been very, very difficult. So I have to be very choosy about my opponents. and who we attack there. Again, I'm trying to get the challengers as quickly as possible. The reason being is because I want the arena coins to buy stellars. And we want to unlock this, which is at legendary 2, but we need challengers to unlock this one here, which will allow us to get the 3 stellars a week out of here using our arena coins. Just because I use the arena coins primarily to buy the stellars, because these heroes all have kind of dropped off. Atlanta was never really a good. Igor never really had a high priority. Brian was never really a high priority hero. Lumont had one season where he was decent. Brutus is okay on certain stages. Rowan's good. Haywin's kind of really fallen off, and Cassidy's really kind of fallen off. DC's the only good early game, and Granny is really fallen off as a tank as well. So we don't really have great options out of here. So our best option is to use it to buy stellars, which we can then hopefully either turn into yellows, diamonds, or we can get our celestial hypo copy. For Dream Realm, I'm primarily going to target Odie here. So we'll just save for next month when we get the refresh and we can get more Odie copies, because getting him up to Supreme Plus is the number one thing. You see, I did buy a 1 copy of Kruger just to unlock him and just kind of start working on a better bossing overall roster. Most of the heroes that we get out of here are outdated as well. You have Coco, who's still kind of okay. We have Kruger, we have Odie, we have Damien, and then Arden. They're all kind of like good heroes to have. You have Muriel, who's maybe okay, but I would not prioritize her. Merrily dropped off. Seth's primarily PvP. Sopina's PvP. Yeah, so we don't really need to prioritize those. Guildstore, like I said, we should be able to get another copy soon of the twins, and I got a long ways to go. I've been hitting full pity pretty much on. I hit full pity on Stargazer, so I got a long ways to go here. Epic recruit list. Currently, this is what I'm looking at. Now that since I have my Aaron at Supreme, we're just gonna kind of let him chill and work on some other heroes. Like, I want to get Lily May built up. I want to get Makola built up. We never pulled Smokey off, never pulled Makola off, never put Lily May off, and never pulled Cassie off. So we just subbed in Siren because we just got him, and he is a really strong for PvP. So if we could get him built up, that would be really good. Again, we just got 1 copy off wish list. We updated the wish list with a Siren coming over because this is the best option. So we're gonna continue to pull for Hugin, probably until we get all the way up to Supreme Plus, and then we'll probably go in for either Luca or Muriel. I know that's weird saying that we're gonna pull for Muriel, but she is pretty nice after she gets her the new EX or the new enhanced force. Here, you know, I gotta get Smokey. Once we get Smokey up, we'll go back to pulling for Coco. I wanted to start working on Kruger to potentially help for Dream Realm. Here, once I get almost up to Supreme, we'll then go back to pulling for Argon. But again, because I got my Aaron up to Supreme, I wanted to pull for Tassie, and I could put her here. And we always kept Lily May on, even though we hadn't had much luck. For Graveborn, I seem to keep getting Valka copies for whatever reason. Maybe I should see if I can swap them, and that'd help me out. So we could do boom, 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 boom. I don't know. Maybe it has something to do with who's in this slot, and it'll favor that. So let's try to game the system a little bit. Yeah, but we definitely pulling for Luca here. I do want to get 1 copy of Nara, and then we'll go back to pulling for Thorin after we get our 1 copy. So those are kind of the needs that we have here. We can completely and utterly ignore this banner as well. So in all, you know what? We're able to kind of like keep pace with the content as it launches. We're not doing too bad. I'm going to be close. It's going to be on either going to get into the top 20 for Lone Gaze, or I'm going to be on the bubble for elongators, and we may just be short of making it. I would really like to make the internal inscription, but we'll kind of like see how that plays out. So I'm looking forward to a lucky flip. As always, this week I'm hoping to get my Almas so I can start working on him. Obviously, if I can get Almas this week and I can get Almas next week, that would be huge, because that would pretty much mean I would be able to Mythic plus my Almas. If not, I want anything that can help me out and push either Smokey or Tassie, with, I would say, Bonnie being number 4. So I would go Almas, probably Tassie, Smokey, Bonnie in my priority needs. Again, I kind of got boned last week. The best option I had was Hugin. All the rest of them were kind of bad choices. And then even with my refreshes, I just had bad choices. So there was nothing really lucky about my lucky flip. Hopefully we get lucky with it this week. And then we get lucky. I mean, it's potential we could do like a huge boon to the account, because we've got all hero recruit. We have a lucky flip and we get a free S tier, so it is possible we could like double up on Smokey somehow. We could somehow double up on Aaron. That's a possibility. We could double up on Ludovic too. That wouldn't be a bad option as well. Again, we already got Shakir out of here. We already got Floribel. So yeah, I'm hoping that we get someone that we can use, but it's very, very limited, right? It's really just Smokey, Ludovic, and Aaron that's going to help us out right now in the present. Anybody else that we get is not gonna really help us out in the interim or the long term, again, because a lot of these heroes have been power crept off the roster. So that's going to be it for this one. It's been fun checking in, and I will catch you guys later. Bye!